Space is open to us now. We go into space.
I've been holding my action. It's time to go.
Welcome. We're the Dix in the Dark. I'm DM Steve, and I realized I was looking over at my other screen because I'm trying to do YouTube stuff. And speaking of YouTube stuff, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications so you get notified about videos. Leave a comment down below and share. Share. Thank you. How's everybody doing? What's going on? I'm like totally lost.
You're doing great.
I think that
I'm
I
doing
am.
great.
You're doing great. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Garrett, how are you doing?
I'm all right. This is the last day of my vacation, so I am dreading the return to work that is happening in 10 hours, 12 hours.
Right. I understand. That makes sense to me. Dungeon Dan, you're not even on camera. What are you doing?
I just haven't been feeling well today, so I'm not going to be on camera, but I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to see what info brings us.
It's okay. It's all right. Sometimes it be that way.
And just so you don't get the idea, it's not because like it was New Year's Eve and I had.
What?
Yeah, I didn't do those things last night. I had a little prosecco. Yeah, I had a little prosecco at midnight, and that was it. And then I went to bed.
Like right after midnight?
Like really right after midnight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I had some insomnia for the last couple days, so yeah. I think it's just caught up with me today. And since I didn't work today, it's just kind of all caught up with me.
I understand.
Yeah.
It catches up. It do that sometimes.
It certainly does.
It certainly do. We've got some friends in our chat. Hello to Country Fried Minis. Hello to Ana W, I think. Hello. That's a new face. If you're still here, hello. What do? Dix, says another Nate. My exact tail Dan. What does that say? I cannot read. What am I saying? My exact tail Dan bed right after right after midnight and insomnia the last few days. That's what Country Fried Mini says.
Well, I know they were battling some kind of rats last night or something.
Crabs.
Crabs, that's it.
Yeah.
They were battling.
Yeah.
Battling the crabs.
Yo, and if you don't know what we're talking about, our friends over at Country Fried Minis, they're in the chat right now, and if you like miniature painting and general shenanigans, Country Fried Minis is a YouTube channel that you're going to want to check out. I sometimes a guest over there on their TTRPG Tuesdays. It's an every other week thing where your super chats count as statements from the DM, so anything crazy can happen over there. So definitely go check them out. Also, we have news coming this Saturday night. The very, very, very first episode of our Planescape campaign. It's brand new. We use Castles and Crusades rules, and that's the first episode, Saturday, the 4th. So check that out. If you can't wait, these guys have character introductions that are already up. So if you check the channel, there's a playlist, Save Hell. I should probably put the link in the description or something like that. And that way you can get all the information on their characters, catch up with all of that stuff, um, so you can be ready for the first episode. It's going to be awesome. Miles A says Country Fried Mini Stream has spoiled me. I don't know what to do without the gambling. Oh no, trying to gamble in our stream. That's true. We do not have gambling.
We're not quite. Well, we're not quite there yet. So,
Yeah.
tell all your friends to like and subscribe so that we can get there, so that you can gamble in our
Right,
stream.
right.
Because that's a
Grow
thing.
our channel for more features and things. Yeah, do that. Um, did you guys have anything exciting happen over the holiday season? Anything
Um,
fun? Cool?
I got a girlfriend. So that's cool.
Yeah?
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
All
Nice.
right. Very nice. Very nice. Well, we'll keep tabs on that. We don't want too much information since it's early days.
Sure.
Don't want to jinx anything, but awesome. Let us know how that continues. Is out of curiosity, is she local to you currently?
Or will she be
No.
local? Will
She'll
she
be
be local
local.
soon?
She'll be local soon.
Oh, well, that's convenient. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Good. Cool. Garrett, you have news, don't you?
Do I?
Did you not get engaged?
I guess I did.
Garrett, congratulations. Our Garrett, he's going to be married, a married man. The he's going to be the only married man of the group.
Yeah.
Dan and I were married men.
Yes.
I probably at some point will be again. I mean it's likely, just got to get some things sorted. But Garrett,
Yeah.
ahead of the curve. Congratulations, man.
Mhm.
Thank you. Well, depending on how fast Cameron moves, I might not necessarily be first.
Well, Cameron
Yeah,
coming
I
in
doubt
hot.
that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What about you, Dan?
to quote Lieutenant Commander Worf, I am not a married man.
Yeah, yeah, that's not the quote, Dan.
Well, I know what the quote is.
Of
I took
course.
a liberty there.
A liberty.
I took a liberty.
Definitely took a little bit of a liberty there.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, speaking of spousal type things, mine put something in my Christmas stocking that I wanted to show because it's D&D related.
Oh.
And I figured, do it on stream, and maybe we'll see what we can do here. Let's see. So I was gonna try to make it so that I was a little bit bigger, so I could show this stuff. Maybe I don't know if this is gonna work. You know how streaming is with the things and the stuff. All right, well that worked. Let's see. Pop me out here and make me big, kind of big. Oh,
Isn't
that's
isn't that what she said?
unfortunate.
Isn't that what she pop you out and
Nobody
make
wants
you
to see
big?
that. Here you go. Okay, so here we go. Oh, I'm backwards. That's true. So you're just gonna have to deal with that. But Dungeons and Dragons, the Lego minifigures. Look at that.
Hey.
Look at those.
Oh, very neat.
So let's see. Here, let's see if I can. Let's see if I can get this to a point where it's not gonna, you're gonna be able to see. Who do I got here? Oh, jeez, Louise. Oh, it's a Lego, so it's totally not put together. So who knows who I got?
Putting it
Right.
together on stream.
Yeah, let's see. Do we have the little thing here? Oh,
Oh, Anna says Legos.
Legos. I think I got that guy right there. What is that guy? Is that guy like a necromancer? Maybe?
Possibly.
Let me see. Yeah. I definitely got that guy because I don't know if this is gonna show up, but there's the head. It's not working very well. Ah,
Yeah,
it's not gonna work very
it's
well.
not good.
Legos maybe not great for the stream. I just realized that unless you have a specific Lego cam, but I'll just show it's that guy right there is the guy that I got. Let's just look at
Huh.
all these dudes here.
Yeah, it looks like a necromancer kind of guy.
Yeah, like a necromancer guy. So
Is that
pretty
what we
neat.
need? Is that the next thing that we need? Is a Lego cam for the stream?
A Lego cam for the stream. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, there's
Aina W says Legos and she's drooling. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, I feel the same way. I am definitely a Lego aficionado. So I have another one here.
Hey,
Let's see what we got.
wouldn't that be a cool thing to hit if we ever hit 1,000, then we do one of our campaigns and we're all Legos.
Oh, that would be funny. That'd be good. Rhymes with Jenna.
Ah,
Enna. Okay, got it. Awesome. Thank you. Sorry about that. Oh, we've got another very kind of evil looking guy. Oh, I think the vampire. I'm pretty sure, because we got another cape, and his head is like already kind of in the hair, so it's like funny. The head, vampire guy. Oh, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not. I don't have a cam set up for this, but that's neat. That's so cool. So,
Oh, I think I
anyway,
see the two that you got.
yeah, the two are let's see, are they even on the packaging? No.
It's Zastam and Stradvan Zarkovich.
Oh, it's Strahd. Okay. All right. Yes, Strahd. That's gonna be him. Oh God, this is terrible. That's gonna be him right there, Strahd. He is kind of like a major NPC villain. Strahd is where Ravenloft comes from. Country Fried Minis knows that's so Raven, he says. Oh my God, now I have Legos everywhere that I have to
hey, when we were
clean up.
I know it was like 20 years ago, but when we were in Ravenloft, didn't we run into Strahd?
Um,
I thought
like
or one of
maybe kind
maybe
of
one
like
of
in the background, but
yeah, one of his
I don't
minions
know
or
that there
something.
was.
It's a vague memory, but it's just I think we like there was some Strahd
Oh,
action
that's
happening.
just still me. Here we go. Now you guys are back. Hello. Woo. Yeah. Strahd is kind of a major Ravenloft guy. In fact, the original Ravenloft was just a module by Tracy Hickman, I think. Maybe him and his wife, possibly. Tracy and Laura, I think. If I'm maybe, but actually called Ravenloft, and it's about Strahd and his castle, and then they expanded that out. I just saw the drawing.
What?
Hang on, I gotta go. I got over to the. Hang on. I'm not.
Are you okay? Oh my God.
That's.
You got to zoom it out so the stream can see it.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Oh.
It's very difficult to see
Country Finding.
what's
Minis
actually
might be
holding that, but oh my God.
Yes. So it's excellent. That, of course.
Wow.
Hey, we're here in actuality to play some Dungeons and Dragons, and that is the home world of your characters, a ring world, kind of like a donut with a little bite taken out of it. You know, there were some mining accidents that happened there a couple thousand years ago, or maybe more.
I
Somebody
just
went,
spent the past
"Dope."
hour writing notes about that, so caught up.
Nice. So yeah, as you can see, the planet now glazed.
Oh, wait a minute. Is
Um,
that one of those Titans?
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what?
Mm.
The
Is
Titan
that
Homer.
is that the Homer Titan?
hmm
Oh
Right, right.
no. Oh no.
Now it is
That's
true. You found out a whole bunch of things about Titans, um, about your home planet, about all kinds of things. And last time I was way too out of it to really get all of the numbers straight. I don't know if you guys know, we were on stream for like 3 hours, and we did get some stuff done. There were definitely things done, but there was a lot of just like bleh last
there was.
time.
Yeah, there was.
There always
Uh,
is.
yeah. So I feel like yeah, I could go for a donut too, Miles. Mmm. To go with my delicious tea. Mmm. Mm. Um, yeah. Yeah, get some a little bit of ASMR. That's what I liked about the Dan blooper reel, is that there was like a little bit of an ASMR quality about it, because you could hear whatever that like thing is that you have, Dan, that like sometimes makes a noise. You could hear it like real faintly. It was like a fan or something. It was like like in the background, and then
Well,
like
see,
you
here's
could
the thing.
really hear like all your mouth noises, and
Well, yeah.
I made sure to like emphasize everything,
Well, here's the
and
thing.
you're like looking
So,
in the camera.
yeah. So I couldn't. So I couldn't do it the way I wanted to do it. I actually had to move my camera to my laptop,
Oh,
and because of the way I had to set up the screen behind me.
right.
And so obviously, and you could tell I don't have my headphones on in that. So
Right, right,
so
right, right,
so
right,
all,
right.
all of the audio was coming through the camera. So there was a, yeah, because I just didn't want the headphones on during that. But
Yeah.
but yeah. And like I had said, there were a lot more bloopers. That was just the particular reel that I did the best on. I got rid of the
Mhm.
rest.
Right, right,
I
right.
didn't feel like editing it, and so I just sent it. I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna send it.
Sure, sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciated it though. It was I didn't even need that much. I didn't even want that much. Just a little snippets. That was the best. It was definitely the best. Vegan fried cake rings are so hard to find, because Country Fried Minis ain't had a donut in many years. I can imagine that they're also maybe not the greatest. I don't know, maybe not the greatest. Even if you did find them, I imagine if you if you hadn't had one at all for a long time and it had a bunch of sugar and icing on it, it'd probably be pretty good. But I can't imagine it would be anything like the real thing. Because real donuts are delicious. All right. Yeah. They're great when you can find them, but I eat way too many naturally. Yeah, of course. That's the way with all snackage. All right, so here is a thing that I figured out. Let's see. Hmm. Is there a way? I don't know if there is a way for me to open it like that, so that the stream can see it, or even so that you guys can see it.
What the hell is that?
The hell is what?
What just popped up on stream?
Hmm?
Something. You popped something up on stream.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
No,
It
I
looked
didn't.
like. Yeah, you did. I sat
Did
there
I?
and watched it. Yeah, I sat there and watched it happen.
Oh,
Was it
was it a tab? It might have been a tab. I was like trying to possibly open a tab, but it didn't. It was like it didn't.
Oh
It didn't.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's just
It
Google. Okay,
it
that's what
didn't
it
do what
was.
I wanted it to do. Yeah, I was trying to
Okay,
see it.
it was
I was trying.
it was just frosted Google or whatever.
Yeah. I was trying to see if I could open my uh I have a again, Dix in the Dark, your place for
No Dungeons and Dragons
Excel.
for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, no Dungeons and Dragons and Excel tutorials. I was trying to open an Excel file in the tab to see if I could get it to show up on stream easily without trying to like capture the Excel. It's not even Excel. It's like the fake like open office version. But you know what I mean. Anyway, I did all the calculations and I re kind of did some stuff with the timeline. And you see it after taking a few days on Tahoe 8, the group there.
Whatever you've got, you're not showing us.
I know, I'm not showing, I'm just
Oh,
explaining.
okay.
The group there, because that was the whole point, is that I tried to show it and it like didn't work, and like I don't know. Do you want to see it?
Nah, I don't want you to see
I was
it.
gonna say I could show it to you, maybe.
Send it to us later.
Yeah, is it already shared
Oh,
somewhere?
oh, yeah, that's, you know what? That's probably the best way to do it. I can probably just like share it in the Discord or something. You know what? Let me just try something real quick.
So
Yeah.
So while he's doing that, did everybody have a safe New Year?
I had a very boring New Year where I went to bed at like 6 or 7 p.m. and I slept for 16 hours.
Jesus. Well, I guess
Fun.
because of work, I know that because your
Oh
work
my
schedule
God.
is kind of
My
crazy.
work schedule has been so stupid the last 2 weeks. I've worked 2 days out of the week
Oh my
at the
God.
very beginning and at the very end.
Oh,
No.
Mm,
that
Like,
sucks.
why?
So Garrett, what about you? How was your New Year's?
also pretty boring. We stayed up till midnight, but we were just playing not video games, playing board games. Just board games and then a single glass of champagne. That was pretty much
Nice.
it.
Board games it. That's pretty sweet.
Hmm?
Yeah.
That's a fun way.
What about you? What about you, DM Steve? What did you do last night?
Mm, what did I do last night? Oh, yeah. I watched I don't know, watched some kind of countdown for a minute. What did we do? We watched. Oh, there's a movie where a hot robot made like
Oh, is that the Megan Fox
yeah, the
movie?
Megan Fox one. We watched that.
I
Subservience.
Yeah, I've been interested. So good or not good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I
Good.
liked it. Yeah,
Cool.
it was like a sexy thriller, sci-fi, horror-ish type thing. It was all right.
Oh,
I
so
liked it.
Smart House.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's fun, you know. I mean, it's on Netflix, so for free, or whatever. It's good. So I did that, and then the chat will like this. I began to put together my Lego Star Destroyer.
Ooh.
Cool.
Nice.
So yeah. That's what I did. And then she passed out, and then I think I got a headache. And then I eventually passed out. But that's how it goes. Probably got a headache from like staring at little tiny Lego pieces in the Lego book in light that was not good. So that's probably what happened. All right. So this looks like it. All right. This is actually working.
Are you talking about the big, like 3-foot long Lego Star Destroyer?
The the big one. It's like it's I don't think it's 3 foot long. It's the
Yeah, I'm guessing, but
it's not like the super Star Destroyer one. It's not like the crazy. I don't even have room for that. It's the I don't know. It's like maybe like 1.5 feet probably. Yeah. It looks cool.
cool.
I'll show it when I'm done. Who knows how long that'll be? I only got through the first bag. Yeah. So on stream, I showed. So, but if you look at the stream, obviously don't turn on your sound. You can see that the bless you.
Thank you. Bah. Looking at stream.
Yes. So if you look here, you can see that it is actually going to take the people from Tahoe 8 to get to info. Look at what that lines up with here. So
It's not
yeah.
quite big enough for me to see, so I don't know.
Well, it all lines up, because if you look over here at this little pink down at the bottom, that is Argyle and Tonalana arrive home,
Okay.
which means that the group from Tahoe 8 arrive at info on the same day that Argyle and Tonalana arrive home in Valarca
Okay.
Alpha,
Okay.
or P1 13515.
Okay.
That you're home. So what that means is that the crew on info is there for, I mean, we already kind of went through the first couple of days, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, they're there for a week and a half, basically, to do whatever they need to do. So I think we kind of made some lists about what some of these characters are doing here, and what the Tahoe 8 characters are also doing, because they're kind of linked up. But the main point is that everyone arrives back at info, or will arrive back at info, when Argyle and Tonalana arrive home. So that's kind of important, because we know that the first thing.
That. Yeah, we've already
Right.
played that.
And we know the first thing. We know where Argyle ends. Argyle ends on the station.
Mm-hmm.
And the very last thing, like, he's at the computer when we ended, because I don't know if you remember, but that one kind of trailed off a little bit, because that was the very first stream that we like met the Country Fried Minis people.
It was, yes.
And so we were kind of talking to them at the end, but the very last thing that happened, I went and kind of reviewed it, was Argyle sent Tonalana down to look at the messed up ship that was in the hangar. And she kind of reported back, nah, it's jacked up. And he was scanning. And literally the last thing that he was doing was like scanning the cities. He found the traces of element 42 that seemed to indicate that there were ships buried in the desert, in the waste, and also he found out that obviously, the state of the capital and Porto Nova and all of that kind of thing. So it's very likely, it's kind of good that things all matched up like this. It's very likely that Argyle's going to get a call.
Well, how would he get a call?
Hmm?
How do they know he's? How do they know he's? Or are they just gonna call? Are they just gonna call just to see if he answers?
Well, up until he arrives in the system, they're not going to know where he is. But the moment that he arrives in the system, they're going to know where he is
That's right, because he drops out of.
because he drops out of FTL.
Right.
So as soon as he drops out of FTL, they're going to know that, okay, he's arrived. They're going to know he's arrived at the same time the people from Tahoe are kind of getting, excuse me, to info. And so basically, that's all kind of happening at the same time. Argyle, I mean, really, when he kind of gets to the place, gets on the station, they're not really on the station for very long at all. Like maybe, like not even maybe an hour of like in game time, maybe. Because they land on the station, they realize that they like fucked up their landing gear, and then they kind of like run around the station, kind of check some things out. They find the bridge area because Argyle kind of remembers where everything is, and then he starts doing some scans. He sends her down to check out the ship, and that's basically all that happened.
Okay.
So
what I'm hearing is that in the process of us splitting up into groups, going to the Sin 710, is that right? Sin
no,
710.
before that happens. That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys kind of made the plan, but then when I figured this stuff out, because you can't split the group until the group is together, right?
Right, but everyone's getting 2 info at the same day Argyle and Tonalana arrive home.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So in the process of once we leave info and whatnot, a lot of stuff is going to be happening back home. So Argyle's going to have many more sessions of action.
Possibly. It also depends on what happens kind of now, I guess, is the thing. I guess what we have to figure out is probably the first thing that we have to figure out is, okay, we've got the week and a half at info, right? Oh man, there was a that's what she said, but I'm not sure what it was for. So
Oh, that was a while ago.
Oh yeah. I missed it. Anyway. But the info, there's like a week and a half on info. So those characters have I mean, I guess it's, a week or whatever. The same thing with the people who are traveling, kind of have a week to do whatever they're doing. They're also going to get the information that, see, that's the other thing that's weird, and I didn't mention it last time because we weren't really there yet. But as they're at info, right now, Sin up here, Sin is attacking your home world. But we know that that doesn't continue. We know that from Argyle, again, this is a lot of catching up.
This is
From the Argyle session, we know that Frobaz was firing from afar, basically, like firing these big cannons, because essentially kind of trying to just keep Sin away from your planet. And we know that they eventually move on, but we also know that the 3 yeah, crash land. So that's something that it like happened in the future. So I
Yeah.
didn't mention it last time, but now the future is here.
The future is now.
Yes.
Future is now.
So essentially what happens is the Sin are attacking. Frobaz is using these big cannons to kind of repel them. Eventually the Sin move on, but before that happens, 3 Sin ships break into your planet's atmosphere, and I should just let me take this off now. Okay, here we go. Back to the donut. That's better. All right. Into your planet's atmosphere, and that. Let's see. Do I even? Oh my goodness. Do I not have like a GM roll 20 even open? Garrett, do you just have a GM roll 20 open for me? No,
I
don't.
don't. I could.
No, I know. I don't. Somehow I must have closed it down. Why is that? Oh, wait. No, there it is. Oh my God. Everything is a nightmare. You know how that works. Where is... Here we go. I was trying to get over to here. Here, move the icing.
Icing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Move the ice.
Yeah, there we go.
Homer's hand is still there.
That's okay. That's okay. So you know for sure that there was a Sin ship that crashed in the ocean. Okay, so there was a Sin ship over there, crashed in the ocean. Boom. Somewhere over here, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look at the Argyle stream again, but I believe it was over there in the ocean. I probably have a note about it somewhere buried in my notes because I'm DM Steve. uh, One exploded over top of the capital city, raining down fire and radioactive material all over the capital here. Um, that one, that one is clearly destroyed. But a third one, and this X is very big, but right next to that X is another one landed in Porto Nova. That one seems to be crash landed, but that one seems to be operational. So here's what the information that your characters are kind of going to have now is that the Sin forces have moved on. They're continuing to attack border worlds, Frobaz border worlds, and it seems like they're going to continue on that path. There are 3 Sin ships that landed on your planet. One of them didn't land. One of them exploded. So while it is not a threat, clearly it has caused a horrible disaster. The second one is in the ocean. Who knows what's going on with that one? The third one is operational and in the city of Porto Nova, the city that all of you once called, well, not all of you, but many of you once called home. So that would be Portanova is the city with the manor in it, the city across the bay from the capital, where Guthix, Argyle, Kegal, Ren, and Thiwar lived in the manor house for a while.
Does that mean that the lights went down in the city? And the sun shone on the bay?
Probably.
Okay.
When the fire rains down on the city,
Pretty much.
and the burning flesh, you smell it over the bay.
That's
You gotta escape from that city. Oh, oh, oh,
oh god.
whoa, whoa, stream struck. I
That's going in the
also
blooper
love
reel at some point.
yes, yeah. I also love a good disaster. So I guess
Okay.
all of that information we now have to kind of take into account that okay, once everybody gets back to info, you're going to have all of this information even before you do or do not contact Argyle. And then that's going to be the other thing. It's going to be like, okay, we know Argyle's there. We're all together. Like, and we know that he's docked on the thing, on the station. So you'll have all that information.
Okay, so here's the thing. Did you plot how long it would take for a team to get from info to our world?
So
because that's going to depend, because if everything lines up exactly the way you said it was, that's going to depend on that a lot. That's going to depend on whether Argyle waits or not.
right,
Because
exactly.
because if it's more than a day,
Well,
which
it's
is
way more than a day. I mean, it's way more than a day. But the idea is,
Argyle's not going to wait.
of course, but the question is, if they try and contact Argyle, will he even pick up? Because Argyle is he's like a link of information to the planet. You know what I mean? Like he's eyes on the ground essentially. So it's like the idea is like, is he gonna go down like just him and Tanalana and say like, fuck it, like even if they're trying to call me, I'm like not picking up, I don't care. Or is he gonna like pick up, because then there's a possibility of like, well, he's able to tell them stuff. So I guess that's kind of there's a lot of questions with the logistics of that, right?
I'll make a decision when we play that.
As far as what did I figure out? So info is here, the planet is there. Oh, that's right. 14 light years is the distance from info to your home. So it depends. With 14, yeah, here we're doing math again. Let's see what we got to do here.
Excel sheets, math. You're learning a lot by playing D&D or watching.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. So, oh, I could probably do that too. Where's the? I wonder if I could just change that to that. Do that. I could just put that up on stream too. There we go. Rules. If you like rules, there's some rules for you. This specifically being my faster than light travel rules. So see, here's the other thing. You're talking about taking Derek's ship, right?
No, Derek's not around. Remember that asshole left.
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, but
we
he's
caught
coming.
up with him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he coming?
he's.
Is he coming back?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Watch the very end of
God
last
damn it.
session.
Yeah,
I,
we were.
I don't remember. That was what, 3 fucking weeks ago or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, no, if you recall, Derek did make a call. He talked to Mary. He talked to your character, Dan.
I know, but I don't remember.
He talked to Mary and basically said, Varvra had a possible link to, if you remember this here, I'll take the rules down for a second.
Oh, wait a
Oh
minute.
no, I'm
Was,
not. I'm
was it
I'm on the
wasn't
wrong thing anyway.
wasn't she? Wait a minute. So wasn't she linked to a resistance
Possible
cell?
resistance cell. Yes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and so he went to kind of check that out, but then she stole half his credits and like fucked off. So he was
Ah.
like, I don't know if she's like totally cool or not, but I'm trying to find these resistance people. Or if she just took my money for, nefarious. It's hard to say with Varvrahing. Anyway, um, so Derek's ship and the 14 light years is what I said, right?
Yep.
So if you have to make the ship or the trip,
If you have to make trip in the ship,
yes. Let's see. It's gonna take a week. It's gonna take 7 days.
okay.
You might be able to do it a little bit faster than 7 days, but not much. If it's only the gangers, the gangers have a class 3 drive, but they have the equivalent of a class 4 reactor. Because of that, they can push it a little bit farther. So the gangers could make it probably in like 4 days, maybe 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
What is that exactly? My brain can't do math at the moment.
Do we have access to
Yeah, like four
this?
days. Do you have access to this rule set? Yes, you do. It should be in the Dix drive.
Dix drive.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have this, and there is also um, there should also be rules for I can't remember what I call it off the top of my head, but non-faster than light travel, basically like and
Sub speed.
combat and sublight.
Sublight.
Yes,
Yeah.
sublight travel.
Okay.
Impulse power essentially, and combat as well. So all of those are in there. And yeah, you may want to take a look at those, especially since your character is the chief engineer.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
So I got a question, and this is something that I don't think that we asked. I don't remember because this happened a month ago.
Hmm.
So the destiny is at info.
Correct.
We're all going to be meeting at info. I think that this is something that at the very least, what's her face? The commander.
You're probably very quiet also, Dan.
Oh.
I'm imagining that you're pretty quiet. When you're
Yeah.
speaking quietly, it looks
Oh,
like
sorry.
you're probably real low.
Oh.
Just a heads up.
How's that?
Yeah,
I moved it,
that's I think that's probably better.
I moved it closer to my face. What's her name? Astra?
The
Commander
commander.
Astra?
Right.
Since we're at this place, right?
Right.
I don't think that we ever said this. Did we talk about restocking? Did we talk about? I know we talked about shore leave.
Restocking the ship's provisions.
Like restocking ship's provisions, but also, did we talk about upgrading systems?
On the Destiny.
Yes.
No.
I
Did
think
not
that
talk
that
about upgrading systems on the Destiny.
I think that that is something that Astra, in Nova's absence, would be very much interested in upgrading systems, engines, computer systems.
You're probably right about that because the Destiny kind of sucks.
Anything that
I'm
we
not
can
gonna lie.
Yeah.
Destiny
anything
is pretty crap.
anything that we can do, anything that they can spare.
Hmm.
Obviously, we don't want to leave them. I mean, we could go all pirate on them and just start taking. We don't want to do that. Or do we?
From the planet Info?
From
Yes.
info,
Yeah.
Oh, they've been great pals to us.
I was gonna say
I know
that would be like an evil act.
I know it
That
would.
would be like we're gonna go to the biggest library that like exists. That's like really just like seems to be in it for like the good of everyone, and we're just gonna loot the fuck out of it. We're gonna kill everybody there. We're gonna steal all their stuff, and we're gonna go. That's evil as fuck.
Yeah, how much XP would you say this whole planet is worth?
Oh my god.
Yes, yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but in all seriousness,
That's like the super murder hobo route. These guys have been really great to us, but they got a lot of nice stuff.
oh
Rumby and Ren are thinking it.
yeah, they are.
Definitely Ren would be thinking it for sure.
But
Mm.
no, but in all seriousness, I think that that is something that that's a question that would be posed, I think.
Right. Yeah. Murder hoboing should always be on the table. A bad choice, but always an option. Hey, listen,
That's very true.
it is. It is always an option. And it's happened before.
It's an option we take a little too frequently.
Yeah, it definitely
It's happened
it
more than
definitely
once.
has happened before. Not a whole lot. Well, I don't know. There was the whole incident at Escrito.
Yeah, there was.
The end of the race was
I mean,
was a little bit of a problem.
I've been rewatching Battlestar Galactica 04 again. It's all happened before. It'll all happen again.
Right. Okay, so so that's kind of where things stand at the moment for
All right.
the timeline for everyone.
So where are you gonna start us?
So I guess probably the best
Excuse me.
place to
bless you.
start is just kind of resolving anything that happens over the week and few days of the people being on info as well as the people who are traveling to info, right? Because we know that people are doing some things. They're
Mhm.
here's
Well, I know.
here's
I know.
info
I bet you.
with the tomahawk.
Let me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tomahawk.
It's a
sure.
tomahawk. Yes.
I
So
better pull Mary up. Where is Mary?
so I think we had some
There.
I think we
some
definitely
notes.
did some things already, considering.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Solus, he trained some of his acrobatic skills.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. What was Timmy doing?
Getting drunk. Timmy,
That's
I
true.
Timmy
this
was
I was
That is
remember. I
true.
remember Timmy and the bartender were like
Yeah,
they-
we
right,
were having a
Grubber.
time.
they were all about the drink.
Right, Timmy and Grubber, you are right. They were definitely looking into new recipes and upgrading the bar system on the desk. That's see
That's the
that's
update.
where the
Right.
priority lies.
Yeah.
That's the update right there.
Not upgrading the computer system.
Hey, we look at that too, but
Like fuck the engine. We don't need an engine.
Forget the engine.
As long as we've got goddamn booze.
The chief engineer is definitely more interested in making sure the booze is stocked and he has interesting things to get him messed up.
of course. Let's
Good.
see.
Don't
Good
we have
things.
a hot bot too?
Well, there's the AI chick, the
Shania.
Shan Sh, Shin Aya or
Wayne?
Shania. Do you not remember that either, Dan?
Oh no, I remember that.
Remember
I
her
know.
name was Shin
we-
Aya.
We might need to pull her up on
Shania.
screen again just to give Dan a
Yeah.
refresher. Am I
Yeah.
right?
No.
Where is
And while we're at
Where's
that, while we're
Shania?
doing that, we might as well want to show anybody new in the chat our illustrious captain in his current position as well.
Yeah, I think both are, important to continue milking until we leave.
Oh,
yeah, I'll just
Nova's getting milked all right.
continue milking. Oh wait, she's a little thick there.
She's a little thick on that one, boy.
Yeah. There she is. There she is.
Okay, so here's a question. Okay, here's a question about
Blurry
her.
as hell. What the heck?
Here's a question about her. Why
It's
is she being turned?
I don't know. It's weird. Roll20 will get like real blurry sometimes, and then if you zoom, it'll kind of readjust.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
She is
Yeah,
looking super
it
blurry,
just
isn't she?
yeah,
Yeah. So
no,
if you zoom
as
it
soon
in, she kind
as
of
soon as I did that, it fixed it.
right. Yeah. It kind of fixes it.
Okay,
I
so
was zooming the wrong thing.
here's a question. Okay, and this is going to be related to upgrading our computer systems because you said there were more than one of these.
More than one of.
Shania.
Oh yeah.
You said there was more than one Shania. Can we have one?
Can we?
I thought that was already confirmed.
No, I don't think we ever. I actually asked if we could have one of those on the ship when we leave.
No. You have you have ones that are like, at your convenience while you're on info. Nobody's giving you one of those. Now they're trying to fix your navigator.
Yeah, I think
So
after
you
what we
might
learned about Nemo, I think he needs a little companion for once we leave.
maybe
I mean, come on. Is Shania fully functional?
See, the problem with Shin Aya is that she is like it's essentially like Info's computer in in like a physical form. So if you take the Shin Aya bot out of info,
Right.
you
But
take
but
info
but
out of the Shin Aya bot. You just get like
but
a real
but
dumb bot that like is only
but
good for
no.
your computer.
That's what I'm saying. If the navigator can't do that, can we have one?
Well, see, that's
To
the thing is they're trying to fix the navigator so that maybe the navigator can do that.
Oh, come on. We would rather have this.
So then you'll have like a Mr. Peanut.
There's a whole bunch of come on. There's like a whole bunch of people on the ship who would rather have Shania.
Yes, but if you recall, I don't know if you remember this. When Drake and Guy first saw the navigator, they were like, "What the hell, this old thing?" And they were like messing with it.
Mhm.
And they were trying to like they kind of reboot it, and they kind of like had it. And it kind of cycled through some weird personalities, and it was all weird and corrupted. But if you recall, it can kind of take. You could basically make the navigator this. You could totally like give the navigator some boobs and like some hips and a wig and.
Oh my god,
You know,
that's
it would,
hilarious.
yeah, if you really wanted to, you know, or you could just leave him as weird, like kind of nude Mr. Peanut self.
Do you have
Um,
that? Do you have that picture you can show? Because I don't
Yeah,
think we
what does the navigator look like?
we haven't seen the navigator realistically have not seen the navigator
God,
like about a year, I think.
why? Maybe even longer. Do I even have an easy picture of the navigator to? Oh, yeah. Okay, so essentially, that's what I use. The navigator.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, essentially the
Uh-huh.
navigator, he looks like that's how I described him. He looks like just this blank thing. He looks like literally one of those posable art,
Disposable or yeah.
Okay.
like, yeah, for that's what he looks like. He's just, and I mean almost exactly like that, even with the weird kind of joints. Yes, he
Nice
looks.
PS2 model characters,
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, yeah, so that's what Nemo looks like currently. You don't really know what he looked like on the planet because all of the recording is first person. So he never even like looks at his hands or anything like that. So you never or looks in a reflection or anything. So you never see what he looked like initially. Um what you learn though is that this is kind of default like nothing, because if you recall, he did develop features when he got rebooted a couple of times, so he can be like customized.
Mm.
But yes, currently this is what the navigator looks like. Yeah, I was like, do I even have that picture? I was like, I do. There was I joked that he looked like Mr. Peanut, and I think there's like a thumbnail where the like when you first meet the navigator where he's Mr. Peanut. We also when the navigator first showed up, Dan, that was when you found that weird the 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 CPR doll that had like the interchangeable genitalia.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
remember that?
I remember
Like
that.
it
Yeah.
was really weird.
It really
Like,
was
why
weird.
would a CPR doll need like interchangeable genitalia? Go
Hey.
back and look at our really old videos. You'll find it. You'll find it. You'll see. Just look at the thumbnails. You'll eventually find it. Mm, yes. So the navigator. So there's him. All right. Oh gosh. Dan's like, hey, what about this? And it like totally throws us off any kind of
I,
track.
my brain is that's where my brain is today. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
I believe we were discussing what we're doing and the time it takes for us to leave Tahoe 8
Ah, yes,
and
yes,
get to
yes.
basically the day that Argyle arrives.
Right, right. Um, can hear. Oh yeah, okay. So Timmy, okay, that's right. Timmy was trying to see if he was gonna do research on the possibility of upgrading himself with bionics. I
Yes,
remember
that is
that.
right. Mhm.
Uh, Guthix, Thiwar, and Sid were possibly going to look at some spells. Did you guys look at any spells or think about any spells?
I did, although I think I was waiting until we got back to Planet Info, and you said there was more information to be recovered while basically the Destiny waits here kind of decrypts the Sin ship, the
Right.
derelict ships, stuff like that. I had some interesting ideas from what we learned about the Riptium and the Uranium. Um, so maybe possible magic spells involving those,
Mm.
like gravity manipulation or, teleportation kind of things. But that might be too high level.
That's pretty high level stuff. Yeah. They exist. That's that stuff definitely totally possibilities, but maybe a little high level for your characters at the moment. Though you're getting there
Mhm.
for sure.
I have these old spell ideas from my notes. I don't know if we ever discussed them. Um, I think you said at one point some of the ideas that I brought to you exist as other spells in other domains, pretty much.
Hmm.
But I'll go ahead and send this anyway.
Oh, what do we got here? Spell ideas. Hmm. Right. Yeah, there are definitely like the Song of Storms is very is there's definitely things that are like that. Though you
Wait,
could always
wait a minute. George R. R. Martin is in this?
yeah. No, didn't you hear?
No, it's Zelda.
He said F it. He's not doing shit no more.
Oh,
He's like,
really?
screw you. Yeah, no. I don't know if that's just a rumor, but I heard like George R. R. Martin was like, I'm not gonna finish these books. I hate everyone. uh let's see. Life eternal. Create a plant that cannot die or be destroyed except beyond magical mean. Okay. You would have to be probably get that kind of specific, and then mind knowledge use a discipline, become a specialized in for an hour. Oh, okay. Those are interesting. Those are interesting. So for basically what we would probably want to do when you're doing, if you're like thinking about new spells,
Mhm.
what you want to do is you want to look at the list. So I would
Basically, do research on all the existing spells first and kind of
right.
see
I would
what is reasonable.
well I'd take a look at the spells in the cyclopedia and kind of see like the levels, you can kind of get an idea of like power level just by looking at like through the spell levels and stuff. And then like look on your specific list and kind of see how, the spells are. Um and then you can kind of figure out like, okay, with the guideline of how I know the spells are written, you can kind of figure out like, okay, well, this is probably how this would work, because you have to figure out like a duration. Is it, at the range, things like that, whether it just affects the caster or something else, and then like obviously some other things. So that's what I would say. And then
Okay.
you and I can kind of go through together, um, and figure out like, okay, this is, exactly, uh, this is where I think the spell would fit on the level. So if it's like too high, what you could do is you could either like reduce what the spell does, we could kind of work it to make it like a lower level that you could cast, or save it for later, right? Um, and yeah, I think we could easily figure that out if you're looking at new spells for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think reasonably, if I were to make a spell that is plausible to be implemented, could it be created in the time that it takes us to, say, travel to Valarca A? Could I do multiple? Like, what's the process
hmm.
of that?
Um, in this version, creation of a magical item and things like that, there's a lot of rules behind that, but the creation of a new spell, I believe, is a little bit less. I think it's a little bit more DM fiat in this edition.
Hmm.
Uh, it's something that I haven't done in a long time though. So let me just look here and see if. Rules, rules, rules. Okay, now there's actually there's a little bit of a procedure here. All right, a cleric, magic user, elf, or druid, even a paladin or an avenger in rare instances, can try to invent new spells and create new magical items through research.
Did you just say cleric?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Basically, any magic caster.
Yeah, anybody can create new spells for sure. Um, why, Dan? Are you now thinking?
Well,
Oh, when a
here's the thing. So it's not something that she wants to do right now because she's very busy right.
Right, right. Well,
But
maybe listen to I'm gonna try and kind of
yeah,
sum
okay.
up. It's a kind of a long chapter, but we'll try because it's important. I mean, especially if you guys are at that point where you're gonna try and make some spells, which I highly encourage. Um, when a player wishes for his spellcasting character to create a new spell, he first informs the DM of his desire, which you have done. Then, following the format shown in Chapter 3, he writes up his spell as he envisions it working, which is what I told Cameron to just do. He writes up his spell. He does not indicate its spell level, because that's, for me, the DM evaluates the spell and kind of does what we talked about. When the DM and the player are satisfied with the result, go to the following procedure. So, the spell research requires materials, components, time, and money. Um, researching the spell. This is the big part. Spellcaster must have access to a large library. Let's see. The DM will have to decide is sufficient. Yes, this library is definitely sufficient. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the library. Components. The spellcaster must then find components for the development of the spell. These are up to the DM to determine on average. The component must come from it kind of gives some things for the DM. It really depends on what the spell is, on what component, and how rare it would be. Like, for example, Cameron was talking about spells having to do with like certain like elements and stuff. You would definitely need some of those in the research of the spell, really, right? Obviously. So, time and money. The spellcaster must then spend a large amount of gold during the process of research. The total cost of spell research comes to 1,000 gold plus the level of the spell. Research takes 1 week for the initial research plus 1 day per 1,000 gold piece spent. At the end of this time, the DM will tell him to make a success roll. So that's where kind of time comes in.
Okay.
And it depends on the level of the spell. And then there's of course, chance of success. The chance of success to research a spell vary depending on the spell level researched and whether it is a new spell not already appearing in the campaign world, which is mostly what we're talking about here, or a common one, obviously one that like spellcasters already knows, but which the PC hasn't been able to learn, so you have to like figure it out independently. Right. Chances of success. For a common spell, for a common spell, add the magic user's intelligence score to his experience level, and multiply the result by 2. Then subtract 3 per spell level being researched. Now you guys have the cyclopedia. This is page 255, by the way. So you can see this. There's even like a little, I don't know if it's gonna come up right here, but there's even like a little formula to
Sure.
show. So you can see that there. Again, that's 255 in the Rules Cyclopedia. For a new spell, follow the same procedure, except subtract 5 per spell level instead of 3. Regardless of the success, a roll of 95 or better is an automatic fail. If there's no automatic success, the chance of success for researching the spell is as follows. And then it puts the little thing there. So you do that little calculi, and then at the end, you have to roll. And if you succeed, basically, you get the spell. You've created the spell. If you fail, it takes more time.
Okay.
So that's basically how it works. It's almost the same with when you're doing when you're training for weapon mastery. You have to roll the percentage. It's kind of like shows that like, okay, if you're really good, you can train really quick within this time limit, but like the failure percentage isn't necessarily that you're failing. It's just that it's taking more time to learn.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. And then finally, dangers of spell research. The DM should be very careful when letting players develop new spells. Those that have permanent effects and those that increase the power with character level or have no saving throw can lead to massive imbalances. So I have to make sure that your spells are not too powerful. But I will do that because I'm good at that. And that's basically it. That's the full
Pretty
procedure.
simple process.
Yeah, the full procedure is pretty much on just that single page. It's not that bad, and how much time you have to do it kind of depends on
The level of the spell.
the
Which
level
is what
of the
you
spell and
determine.
whether you can do it or not, or sometimes we've definitely had things like that. We've had people roll super good first try and get like whatever when it came to like spell or weapon mastery or something. I remember we had a player. He only played with us for a short time. He was trying to get master on like longsword, and he needed like a 5% or something to get it, and he rolled a fucking 1 on a D100,
Wow.
and we were all like, "What the shit?" That was Jeff. Do you remember that, Dan?
I remember that.
And we were all like, "What?" We were like,
Mhm.
"How?" Oh, so crazy. But yeah, and then we've had it take like it's like okay, it takes months and months in game because
Mhm.
it's like you just can't freaking do it.
Mhm.
So it kind of depends. If you're thinking about new spells, that's the procedure. Garrett, were you thinking about new spells, or were you thinking about old spells? Were you thinking about any spells?
I definitely was not thinking about creating spells. Um, as for old spells, um, no, I didn't actually come up with something that I really wanted. Like they were all. I kind of just wanted to roll for it. Is almost what I wanted to do. Um, just
Speaking
because.
of rolling for it, we didn't roll for a
Oh,
vibe,
well, yeah, we did.
did we?
Yeah, what are you
Oh,
talking about?
oh yeah, there it is.
Oh, of course.
Ah, yes, perfect, perfect. It was there the whole time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So, yes, spells.
I just they all seemed. I didn't feel super passionately about anything in terms of level 4 and 3
Mhm.
spells. I kind of just wanted to roll for it for both Sid and Thor.
Okay. I mean, that's that's yeah, that's fair. Now that you know that there is a like a the idea to make spells, does that change anything?
I mean, it's
Or
a cool concept. I don't know what either of those two would be thinking of though.
okay.
So potentially yes, eventually yes, but maybe not for this most recent level.
Okay.
Maybe not for here at Info.
Right, 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 right. All right. Well, that's spells then.
So, so here's the question for Mary:
Yes.
Is she's not looking, she's not thinking about new spells, but what she's thinking about now is that she has access to spells because she's a she's a priest.
Right. She can
She's a,
pray for
she
what
can
a,
pray. She can pray and get whatever spell is available to her at her level.
sure.
What she's coming to realize is being as only existing on her homeworld limited her into what she had access to. Now that there are so many other cultures out there,
She's
the,
changing religion.
no, the gods are all this. In her opinion, the gods are all the same, but the cultures might see them differently and have different types of spells.
No.
Okay.
No. They might call them something different. They might be a little like different in like the way that but essentially they're the same. If she like there's nothing that she would see that she wouldn't have to do research basically.
Okay. That was the question.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Are
yeah.
there
It's
spells that
Yeah,
she
it's not just like oh yeah, well like the priestesses of Mistis on Gerblob 4 have like a whole separate set of like they have a whole new spell list, almost like they're a whole new class. No. Nope. Nope, not like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
No, no, no.
No,
No.
yeah, I had to ask.
Nope,
That
same spell list, same class, everything's
okay.
all same. So essentially you have like what you have and yeah, if you would want
Okay.
to if you would want anything beyond that, not to say that there isn't anything beyond that out there, but just in the
Hmm.
as far as like the standard what you would be able to like find and learn. No, no, you would definitely you anything beyond the standard spell list you would have to do research and just do like the basic procedure that we already talked about.
Okay. No. Yeah,
Which,
I'm-
by the way, and this is something else that I will point out, is that, and obviously there's, it depends. It's going to be up to the DM whether I would allow you to do it, depending on what it was. But there's kind of the idea of, like, you have all the spells on your spell list, right, Dan?
I actually do, yes.
Okay, but there are other lists, right? There are other spells that you don't have access to. But what if you researched how to create that, that effect divinely? Maybe, for example, like a wizard spell or a druid spell or some other type of spell that you wanted to create the same effect. You might be able to research a version of that spell for you. Now, because it's not native to your class, it might be higher or whatever. You kind of like that. And obviously, it also has to be like something that your god is not going to be like, what?
Mhm.
Like, no. Like, what are you doing? No, you can't do that. Like,
Okay.
that's not part of our thing. So you're kind of stuck in that because of your religion.
Right.
Now, there also, and I don't know, I had mentioned this before, and this mainly is for Garrett, possibly also JT, which I do have news about JT. JT is taking a certification thing right now, and he says when that is over, hopefully he'll be back playing again.
That makes
Don't
sense.
know when that's gonna happen.
Fingers
No,
crossed.
that makes sense because those certs are.
But yeah, he's apparently doing
those-
it's a really hard one. Whatever it is,
these
I
are-
can't
they can-
remember.
Yeah, they can be intense. So yes.
But yeah, he said it has like a 27% like pass rate or something
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Like this
Mhm.
certain whatever one that he's
And it's
doing
gotta
right
be
now.
expensive too.
Yeah, and expensive, and he just has to
Yeah.
concentrate on it. So like
No,
he
that
said
makes
once that's over,
perfect
and
sense.
also he's getting, I guess, a little bit of work pressure to do it. So he's got to do it.
Yeah.
Once
that
it's
makes-
done,
that
he
makes
should
sense.
be back playing, because he actually messaged me. He was like, I don't know what you guys are doing in hell, but if you're down there, can you make sure you get mud back? He messaged me this thing, and I was like, wait, what? So I finally did talk to him anyway.
That's good.
But no, back to the spells for Garrett. For anyone that is a spellcaster, like a magic user type of a spellcaster, then like not divine but arcane, you can learn a spell from somebody else's list if you have access to that spell. However, there is often some sort of a penalty. So, meaning that like Thiwar technically could learn a spell from the standard magic user list that wasn't on his illusionist list, or maybe even from some other list. Like technically he could like learn like an elementalist spell, but he would learn it at a penalty. So like he would learn it as if it was another focus, basically it's 2 levels higher. Or if it's base, it's 1 level higher. So essentially, like for example, Thiwar could learn, he could research and learn magic missile, but it would be a level 2 spell for him.
Right, I'd still cast at 4th level, but it'd be the equivalent of level 2.
Yeah,
Magic.
your caster level stays the same for it. So like your as the way that you cast it stays the same, but it takes up a 2nd level slot it's yeah, basically you memorize it as a second level spell, but otherwise it operates exactly the same. And
Gotcha.
again, this is just for the arcane people, not for the divine people. It doesn't work like that. For the divine people, again, well, you could technically, again, you could maybe do it, but it would be like a little bit of a different process. You'd still have to research it, and I would definitely have to approve it. You'd have to convince me of it.
Mhm.
But that's a possible thing. So I wanted to like open that up. So like, technically, if somebody wanted a spell off of another list, it might be a little bit of an extra thing, but you could potentially learn it
Okay.
with a little bit more work. So throw that thing out there as well, for you guys. And also, that's just kind of the idea for, even if you're like trying to create a spell, it's good to just look at all the spells anyway, so that you kind of have an idea, because there might be one even in another person's list, or in another class list or whatever, that maybe kind of does the thing that you want to do. Like I was saying, I'm pretty sure Song of Storm, like you, Cameron was like Song of Storms, and there's definitely a, isn't there, what's the druid spell that already exists? Because like there's Call Lightning at 3rd level.
Yeah. But that is only if there's a storm in the area. If the atmosphere even supports such a thing,
Right.
depending on where we're at, or
Let's see. There
if we're in a
is
dungeon, it would be
Control
nice.
Winds is a 5th level spell. There is Control Weather, which is a 7th level spell. But that might be pretty powerful. I'm gonna imagine that is not no
Well,
slouch of a spell.
I assume
Yeah.
control weather is going to have implications like call down a tornado like winds or crazy stuff like that. Like if I could control the local weather to a very minor extent, I don't know.
Yeah. See, the thing about Control Weather is it can do everything from like, oh, a little bit of rain sprinkle to like a big tornado. So 6th level Summon Weather. Yeah, we're gonna have to look.
Yeah, I'll do the research.
Right,
I'll
right, right,
message you
right.
between sessions and we can work that out and
Sure. Yeah,
maybe roll for it the next session.
yeah, well, we can figure it out. And anybody else, anybody that has any ideas, go ahead and get them together to me and like send them to me between, and we will figure that stuff out. Um, I'm trying to look here on these notes to see if there's. Talked about that. We talked about that. Let's see. You know, the clowns.
Send in the cloud.
You guys might have even a little bit of another little bit of a problem here with your timing as well, though. Days did it take? There is shit. Did I just crap. No.
What did you do?
I keep closing my stuff. I have just too many things on too many screens. Open back up, you. So the other possible issue that you guys might have is that the things that you need some of the things that you need to do at info are not going to be done in the time that you have to do them. Was your plan to leave the destiny at info?
Was that our?
And the reason that I'm asking that is because you've got some things that you need done.
Well,
Analyzing the sin ship. Oh yeah, see that's the thing. You need to take the sin ship to sin 710.
Well, see,
Right.
here's the thing. Okay.
See, that's the other problem.
Part of the issue in determining that is that our characters don't yet know that where Argyle is, or that he's alive. We're not going to have that information until we get to info. Once we get to info, and we make contact, if we make contact with Argyle.
What does Argyle have to do with the stuff at Sin 710? I was like making a totally different point.
Well, you were asking, are we taking the Destiny somewhere? That I was answering that question.
I thought the Destiny is staying at info, and we're taking, some of our smaller travel ships, like Garrett listed in the chat last time we played.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I was wondering because, well, here's the problem. Going back home isn't the problem. 710 is a problem because you're analyzing the Sin ship, and that's not going to be done.
Oh.
Just copy the memory banks of the Sin ship. I mean,
Well, here's the thing.
it's just data. Just copy the data and then take the ship.
True.
The other
Then
thing is
you can't work on hacking the network though. You can still work on hacking the data, but you can't hack the Sin network without the ship probably.
Mary's working on that though, in transit.
Is okay. Oh, that's right because
Remember, that's what Mary was doing. Mary was splitting her time in transit. Half the time helping them with the Sin ship, the other half doing research on Nova.
Yeah, in transit to info. But
Because
when she gets back to info, the ship, the processing for the data, the cracking of that data is not done. So what I was saying is that like you'd have to leave the ship at info, and then what Cameron was saying, well, it's just data, copy the data over, which you could do, and info could continue to try and crack the data that was on the ship. You could do that, but the only thing you wouldn't be able to do was continue to try and crack the Sin network, because you need the physical ship to do that. But Mary could.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that Mary could possibly attempt to continue to do that on the way to 710 because she is one of the people that is supposed to be on the 710 party because obviously it's a biological thing. So if you're taking the Sin ship to 710, then that would, she'd still be on there, so she could continue that. She would just have to continue it without the direct help of the info.
See, I'm a little confused why we need the ship to try to hack the network. I mean, maybe if it has like a unique, to put this into like real term perspective, like MAC address, but even that can be spoofed, and I'm sure info has, the technology to do it.
It's not so much like an address. It's more like it's more like hardware, like essentially like proprietary hardware.
Firewalls?
So like
Okay.
no, not even a firewall, like actual hardware, meaning that
Like a transponder or something like
right,
that.
like the Sin are not gonna. They didn't just leave it up to like a firewall or software to protect it. They built their own specific like transmitters that are like that the hardware is,
Could it be
creates
analyzed
the
and
network.
recreated? Kind of
Wait,
like Iron
here-
Man 1 kind of moment?
But
But
here's the
that'll take
thing.
time.
Here's the other thing. We're going to 710, right? Which is supposed to be an abandoned base. Right?
Yeah, it is supposed to be an abandoned base.
Tech. There's going to be,
Possibly.
even though they may have wiped things, there still may be tech there.
Right. So you could kind of make the decision, well, we could dump the memory, not worry about the network until we get there, or Mary could work on it. I don't know. You'd kind of have to work that out. Also, there is something I should look at, and that is distance. Let's see. So info.
And 710 is a medical facility.
710 is not a medical facility. Remember, 710 is actually an ex-military bio facility.
Okay.
Because remember, 710 is one of the places where Lore would take slaves and turn them into like giant monsters to fight the
Right.
fucking Gengar.
Right.
And to
gotcha.
attack like
So they're more like laboratories.
So like like laboratories, like bio labs, but like military bio labs, definitely not like it's not like we're just going to the Sin hospital. No. But yeah, more like that.
Your Sin insurance has been denied.
yes.
Wouldn't that be Sinsurance?
Sinsurance. Damn, I'm gonna have to get Cobra. Rip.
Oh man. No,
yes.
Hey,
So
completely different franchise, dude. Completely different franchise.
What?
Cobra?
What are you talking about?
G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
Completely different franchise.
That's true. Okay. I'm trying to see what we've got here.
That hooded bastard shows up. We're in trouble. Probably not.
That is the other thing that you have to figure out. And I just realized because Sin 710 is a good 25 light years from info.
So
So it's a long trip. It's not like 2 weeks in a Gengar. 2 weeks.
Well, what about a Sin ship? Those things are kind of fast, right?
They're fast. Their sublight is pretty fast. They're like faster than light is like okay. It's not super fast.
Okay.
Because think about it. It took Argyle like a shitload of time to get home. It took him almost a month, right? Or was it almost a month?
I don't know. You tell us.
It was a while.
Yeah, it was like a month. It took like Argyle like a month to get home. Because like a ton of time passed. Cuz he left almost immediately after the lore attack. So yeah, he hasn't been around for any of anything since. So that was a month ago in game. And he's in one of those ships, and he was pushing it hard, and he was flying.
Is that what the ship sounds like? When his power's up?
And he was traveling 25 light. Yeah, he was traveling 25 light years.
So it's gonna take us about a month in that sin ship.
So it's going to take about a month in the Sin ship to get to 710, just to get there.
So we're looking at least 2 months. Well, so here's the question then. Does Nova have 2 months? Now that we know this.
Nobody knows. Whatever's happening is going so slowly. Now, it hasn't sped up over this week, or a week or so, like this week and a half that you've been here. It's still just so incremental that nobody really knows exactly what's happening. So, assuming
we get back 3 months later, Nova's
a Titan. He's completely destroyed info.
Yes.
Nova is the new villain of the of the series. Now you got to go after the captain. He's like this 100-foot tall guy that's like, "I'll kill you."
No
that'd be
tongue
hilarious.
cuts.
Yeah. So then that's I guess a different. So that's like, oh well. If we use this in ship, it's kind of slow, so it's going to take us a while to get there.
Oh, well here's the answer then. Since we asked if we can upgrade the engines on the Destiny, can we spend the week? Can they spend the week while they're working on that, trying to do an engine upgrade on this Sin ship?
Engine upgrade on the Sin ship.
Yep. Can we?
You could.
Can we upgrade the engines?
You could upgrade the engines if you had the components.
Well, didn't we get a whole fuck ton of components from the janky station?
You got a lot of tech, which mostly you used to create most of everything from the jankies, or at least most of the stuff that you got from their lab, you used to create your own crafting lab. You do have some materials and some additional tech, but I don't know that you have salvaged any element 42 or anything else that you need to actually upgrade an FTL engine. Had you not destroyed the derelict ship and tried to pull its engine core, then you would have have salvaged that stuff. But at the time, you really weren't thinking about that kind of thing. It's something that you might want to think about in the future when you encounter ships. But it might take you more time to source the stuff you need than to just make the trip. Hell, some of the stuff you need might be at 7.
Right.
But yeah. It's as far as like upgrading the ship, upgrading things like that. Yeah, you're at a point where there's like stuff that you have to do, and this is all game stuff, and I'm not just gonna hand wave it and make it easy. I mean, that's the Dungeons and Dragons. There's part of it is resource management and like travel and
Side
you
quest.
know all that kind of thing. Yeah, like, oh, well, do we want to upgrade this engine? Well, if we want to upgrade the engine, we got to have the parts. So we got to go on a mission to get the part. You know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah.
like that. So
Which brings us back to
I'm not just going to be like, oh, they have the parts.
no, that brings us back to murder hoboing info and
Exactly. That brings us back to murder hoboing info. So that, right.
scavenge the parts.
Yes. Right.
You have the core of a Titan ship. That seems pretty powerful.
It is true.
Mhm.
It is true. Then
mean, come on.
again,
I can't. You can't tell me that Kegal isn't sitting there like, I could use that fucking.
then again, if you happen to be plugged into their system and you are having those thoughts,
I know.
you're like
Yeah.
plugged in and you're starting like, this is a pretty nice place. Maybe I could rob this place. It's just like, fuck happened to Kegal? She's just standing there. All of a sudden, she's on the floor having a crazy seizure.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So what do we
Yeah.
do from here? Do we? Because technically, I guess we're supposed to be arrived at info now, in terms of like actually putting forth action and into our
Mhm.
next thing.
Yeah.
We say that we begin our travel, and
Well, I guess that's where we kind of have to. That's where we are. So if we're saying
You
that
gonna call Argyle or try to
that
call?
I mean that's the thing. I guess once the people arrive at info, again they kind of have some more information. They have the information that the Sin have moved on, but that there may be some Sin down on the planet, but it's not like a full occupation force, and there's no siege or anything like that. There's no Sin forces even in the system, right? So they know that. They know that Argyle has just arrived. And they have just arrived. The people from Tahoe have just arrived. So everybody is kind of back together on info.
do we know why the Sin started sieging on, Valarca system?
The the idea is that it seems like Valarca wasn't the first system they hit. It
Mhm.
seems like they're hitting systems all along the Frobos border. And it seems like the idea is that they're pushing back on Frobos boundaries.
Okay.
Because Frobos is like
Massive.
massive. Yeah, like
Yeah, I
let's
remember
see.
kind of their space sector map.
Yeah. Like if you do I have that one?
Nathan, you ain't wanting to fireball on the methane planet.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how you actually labeled it star map.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
like so
Casey,
Frobos is like massive, right? So it's this just big, if this is like the entirety of what Sin controls, that includes Auron and the Star Alliance and everything that is in that box, then Frobos is like this huge sector of space.
So wait a minute. If we have access to this map, why haven't we started to try to figure out what this says over here
What says over where?
on the right? Why haven't we tried to figure out what that says over on?
Because
So what's that green line?
Because all that says is you're just a dick.
Because-
That's just AI nonsense is what that is right there.
Ah.
Because this map was created like a bazillion years ago, and I just I wanted it to have a funky looking background, but the background is not as important as this overlay stuff. This long line here, is that what you're talking about? This tube to here? That is that's the star map. That is Argyle's parents' crystal, the extracted star map. That's the Destiny's course, and your destination is all the way over here, which is why they said it was going to take you like 5 years to do it.
I like how it's like, oh God, I just like scrolled in and
I'm trying to say that.
Rube Cock Dynasty. The Rube Cock. That's what it is. It's the Rube Cock Dynasty.
What? What are you talking about?
When I scrolled in,
Under the Simperai Overlord.
Simperai over, it says Rube Cock Dynasty.
Ah, yes, it does.
Yeah,
Yes.
That was the boundary under Rubcocked.
Yes, this is the Semperai Overlordship Rube Cock Dynasty, meaning
Wait a minute.
everything under Rube.
Wait a minute. The way this map is, are we still in the buffer zone?
No. You're the
Probably in
destiny
like the
is
middle of.
yeah. The
this
destiny is like is like over. I mean, you're kind of right here now. Like,
Okay,
you're
okay.
here.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because this is home.
Mm-hmm.
This map, that's like the beginning. That's just the symbol for the destiny to begin the map. But no, this is home, the buffer zone. This is all also obviously.
Oh, dude,
it's
it's
not
gonna be
to
so.
scale in any way, shape, or
Dude,
form.
it's only like 25. It's only like 20 feet to the.
Yeah,
from
it's not very
home.
far at all. Not
It's
really.
like 20 feet from home to.
It's pretty
to the border.
close.
It's like
Yeah.
25 feet. We should be there in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely not too much time at all. Um,
All right.
that's the map.
I'm the map.
I thought I had maybe another map that showed how that map fit with the other, but maybe not, or at least not uploaded at the moment if I do. But yes, that is the map. Oh, is that the old one? That's the old one. The new one.
Yeah, the new one's got the wave on it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the new one's got the wave. It's got some extra stuff here. But yes, this is so that's kind of the idea, is that you've got some decisions to make.
Well, who is going to contact Argyle, or try to?
Who do you think would be the best, the most likely to get through to him and open a channel of communication? Astra's asking everyone.
Right.
Is he
Who would be
closer to
this?
any one of you than The others?
Yeah, but that person's not playing tonight.
You know, I could just
You know that?
cast make myself an illusion and look like his mom and try to call him.
That probably is not gonna go over super well, I'm gonna say.
I could make myself look like Elise and try to call him.
No, the person he's probably closest to is not playing the game tonight.
Ren?
It's gonna be one of the original 5.
Probably Guthix. I mean, if
Yeah,
it's gonna be
I'm
one of the
looking at-
original,
I'm looking at
thinking.
the original list, and it's probably Guthix that has to do it.
Yeah, I feel like if you're talking about anyone, it's Ren is not gonna be able to convince Argyle to anything. Ren is not even gonna give a shit. He's gonna be like, I guess I'll call him.
Yeah, it's probably Guthix.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. If you're calling him on the Sin ship, he's not in the Sin ship.
It looks like we're seeing he's
Who the fuck
actually.
is that? Is that Admiral Akbar?
Nova?
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
What?
Nova is awoken. He steps behind us. I think
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
contact him.
Yeah,
That's Professor Hexagon Viscotti Potty.
which is not the voice you were using for that guy last time.
I was trying to do the Jimmy. Remember, it was Jimmy Stewart crossed with Emperor Palpatine.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, you went Jimmy Stewart crossed with frickin' Nova at that point.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking about Nova.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. So anyway, Professor Hexagon tells you that it looks like he's accessing the scanners on the planetary
Professor Hexagon
station.
Having a stroke?
Yes, he's having a stroke.
Is he having a stroke?
No, DM Steve is having a stroke because he can't recall simple words like space station. The space station. Well, the Hexagon, he's a little bit old, so. True. So, no, we're gonna patch Guthix in exactly, literally right where we left off with Argyle. We're gonna patch him in. Argyle's doing the scans, and Tanalana is getting ready to run back up to meet Argyle.
Okay.
Boop beep beep boop boop beep beep boop 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 beep.
What the
You
hell?
gotta answer it, Argyle.
Argyle's looking for it. He presses the button.
All right, you
Does it blink? Does that help him?
No, it actually comes up. Argyle he's like scanning, and while he's scanning, he's got like the different screens up, and he's like looking at all the different things, and he was like just in the middle of like looking at that section of the desert where it said there might be some ships, and he's kind of puzzling about that.
Right.
And as he's doing that, there's like a beeping and a noise, and he looks over, and on a little box over here on one of the screens, he sees Guthix's face, and it's kind of like blinking.
How does he act? Does he just swipe it to activate it? Is it one of those?
You're not sure. You probably just touch it. So
Well,
far,
that's what
everything has been like, just manipulating. So you probably just touch the
he just reaches over and just like touches it.
So you look over, you touch it, and it kind of comes full screen out, and it's not really a screen. Remember, these are kind of like holographic
mhm.
things. So now you just have a holographic projection in front of you, and Guthix and everyone else in the room can now see a little projection of Argyle, kind of like.
He's like when you answer the voice call and you're like way too close to the camera, so it's
Right, right.
you're like,
Yeah.
hello.
Guthix, is that you?
Yeah.
Actually, that's exactly what he says. Guthix, is that you?
Oh, Argyle. Thank goodness you're safe.
Of course I'm safe.
We there's been a lot that's happened and a lot we've learned. What tell us, have you been okay? What's the status back on a homeworld?
Well, I just got here. So from what I can tell, the sin of withdrawn, at least
Yes.
at least temporarily, looks like there was some in incursion. That's the word. There
I'm
was a
surprised
little.
you know that one. But yes, an incursion, of
He
course.
just hangs up on him at that point.
Yeah, fuck you.
We can find out how to do it.
Yeah. I was getting ready, scanning the planet. There's some weird shit on the planet, but like I said, I only just got here about an hour ago. Station's all abandoned. Looks like Frobos is retreated as well. Ain't nobody here, but I got bad news. Looks like one of them sin ships crashed into the capital. Getting some really, really bad readings.
That is bad news. Have you managed to... Oh,
Tanalana and I are investigating the station first. The plan is to go down, start bringing back as many people as I can. With the Sin and Frobos away and really not paying attention, I feel like the station is safe. Even though they may not understand, the station will be safe for them.
the people back on... we learned that our planet is called Valaka A. If you hadn't known that already, it was interesting to find out. But
Valarka.
Valaka, yes. The star is called Valaka, and our planet is Valaka A for Alpha.
I
But
can tell you, Argyle has heard that word before, but he's not sure where he's heard.
Like a bag of chips.
what are chips?
But there's also something else. Something I didn't expect.
What did you find?
The desert on our continent. Remember we were there exploring?
Yes.
Apparently. And I don't know if you can ask Nova about this or any of the others, but there are ships there, buried in the sand.
We learned some interesting things too. Do you remember the navigator, that robot fellow that we picked up?
You mean the guy that looks like a puppet?
Yes, yes. Well, we're contacting you from the Planet Info, a very impressive uh, system of information, and there's a doggo on Garrett's screen. Very hard to see in the pitch black.
Hey. Yeah.
It's a star dog.
Star Dog, amazing. What was I saying? Yes, we're on a vast wealth of information where we've learned a lot of things, pretty much. And we managed to access memories from the navigator. Its name is Nemo. And from 12,000 years ago, Dr. Baja.
Who?
I think you know who. So apparently, Baja and Nemo here are quite old. Apparently, our planet was attacked by gigantic beings called Titans and mined for valuable resources, part of which had transformed the planet into a ring, and also poisoned our friend Sid. Something called Riftium. It's very interesting.
Well, wait a minute. Hold up. I don't know if I understand all that, but
It's a lot to take in, for sure.
how far away are you?
By their calculations, we seem to be about 14 light years away, depending on the ship we take.
14 light years.
Yes, our current plan is to split up once again. Part of us come to visit you and help out. Part of us will go to Sin 710 and try to find out information about Captain Nova, who has still not awoken. He seems to be infected by some kind of virus that is slowly transforming him, so it's a little bit urgent that we take care of that as well.
Well, if you're that far away, it's going to be a while before you get here.
If we take a
About a-
ganger, we can get there in like 5 days.
Yes, apparently the ship you took was not quite efficient at the journey that you had intended. So we can actually meet up with you sooner than you may realize.
Boy, it's just that the gangers are so badass. Hey, Baldy.
Who
This
the
is
fuck,
Fizz.
Who the fuck is that? Oh, wait a minute. What? No, wait a minute.
Oh
No,
yeah, he would know. He
no,
would know
I would
who it
know
was.
I would
He'd
know
know exactly what it was. He watched the show like twice through.
Wait. You got the Gengar?
That's right. We brought it back. And my little
Ah.
buddy here. Yeah, it's Fizz. Nice to meet you.
You and me gonna have a drink when I get back. Anyway,
I already started.
Timmy
And-
hollers in the back.
Timmy.
Stuff
Oh,
it.
the 3 halflings. Eh.
but
Anyway, so it looks like that's the current plan. Are you going to leave the station and go down and try to find Elise among others that we left behind?
Argyle.
I'm not gonna wait.
Argyle, that ship is totally messed up. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with it at all.
Hold on. Tana, come here.
Oh, hey. Hi.
Can we Can we salvage it for parts? Because it's a sin ship, right?
No, there's a Frobos ship.
It's a robot ship.
It's like a
Okay.
Frobos like freighter that's like kind of messed up, but it's like still sitting in the hangar. But I mean, we don't have, well, we're not going to have a lot of room if we start loading up people onto our ship.
Well, some of us are coming. Some of the team are coming.
Oh, company, my favorite.
Bring an engineer.
Let me look back at our current party.
Yeah, who was going? Valarka.
Larka, we have Thiwar, Guthix, Chud, and Timmy. If you need, Timmy can go with the party back to Valarka. Wait, hold on a second. My brain is.
So if Timmy
Okay,
is
so
going
Timmy's
to Valar-
already coming. Yeah, Timmy's already
Timmy's
coming. But he
already
has family
coming.
there. Yeah. So that's important.
Okay. So
It's
Tim's.
about family.
Yeah, it's always about family. So, good. So you're bringing the little one. Good. All these little ones. All these little ones around me. I don't know.
Hey, oh, you call little. Still partially drunk.
Well, hopefully by the time you get here, I'll have some people aboard. But you got to remember, they're going to be like us. They're not going to know a whole lot.
I know. But it looks like you'll have to hold out for at minimum 5 days until we get there.
Well, I'm not waiting, and I might not be here when you get here.
Guy steps in. He's like, I might be
might-
able to push it. I might be able to get you there in 3.
3 days then.
Is that Gengar big enough to hold however many people?
I mean, if this is right, wait, I'm trying to look back here and see, because there's a bunch of things, but they're all like goofy. The list, I'm trying to see the list. Do I have my own list of who was going where? Oh, maybe I do. Oh, wait, no, Guy. You have Guy going to Sin 710.
Right, we wanted Guy at Sin 710.
That's right, because he has like lots of sin. Oh, Drake. Actually, then that was probably Drake. Drake was probably like, yeah, if we push it, we might be able to get there in 3. Because you have Drake, Fizz, Derek, Thiwar, Guthix, Jake, Rumby, and Chud going home. That's my list. So you'd be taking Gengars. See, that's the only problem is Derek's ship's still not that fast. Derek's ship's still
How long would it take for Derek's ship?
a little bit longer. Like he'd arrive like a few days later.
So, Mary now. What if Derek also went home and we know he's not going to be fast enough, but he has
If
the
Derek was here, which he's going to be here within the next few days, he would resent that like hard, very, very much. He'd be mad.
We could have Derek just not even come to info. Have him start on his way. Once he gets there, he can load as many people up and bring them back. Because Derek can hold a fair amount of people on his ship, can't he?
Derek's ship's pretty decent sized. Yeah. It's no slouch. You've seen it before.
Mhm.
It is Let's see. That is the
We had
top
that up last
side.
session.
Yeah,
so-
you had it up
Mhm.
last session. Of
Yeah.
course, it's got stuff in it, but
It's
yeah,
got something in the basement. That's for sure.
that's the top side, and then that is the basement section. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Wait, who is that?
That's that bitch.
Probably was
Oh,
the
that's
king
right.
for a
That's
while.
it, parlaying
Parlaying.
on the pole. I see. Uh,
Oh damn.
that's right. Yeah, so Derek's ship is it's like it's like decent size. You know,
So
it's not that it's not that little. And then, of course you've got, if you've got the gangers, you've got Ganger 2, of course, and then Ganger 3, which still looks like a
bar.
A black
bar.
bar.
Wait, why did that not show up? Oh yeah, because it's this one, isn't it? Wrong one. Big dick.
That's
Wait,
about
is
right.
that old or did that just happen?
No, I just drew it.
Oh, I was gonna say for a second, I thought it was like popping in like after, how
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Roll20 was just being crappy.
Yeah.
It was
No, it was definitely popping in after. I'm telling you.
popping
Oh,
in
yeah.
after. That is what she said for sure.
Mhm.
So yeah,
But,
Ganger 3 still set up with the bar, but so those are the ships that you'll
So-
have. Now, Ganger 2 and 3 also have some underneath storage, but it's not like it's just like a shit storage bay. It's not like, furnished in any way. But you could probably shove some people in there. Shit.
So the other
So,
thing
yeah.
is that we may be leaving people behind on the station. We may just have to do that.
Just who?
That's the thing. He's
And
like,
are they better off on the station where we're like, ah, you locked us in this metal thing high above the planet? I don't know.
well,
That's going to
the
be
thing.
for Argyle to probably find out here. We might.
Argyle's like, bring as many people bring as many people up as he can.
So actually, when he talks about, because he says that plan, right? When he talks about that plan, Astra is gonna ask him, "Hey, what like do you know what the fuck is going on with Roll20?" Oh, it's still that weird thing again. She's gonna ask him, "Your plan is to bring people up from the surface."
Right. I'm gonna bring our friends up, my family up, anybody I can find.
Why?
Well, especially in Portanova, it's not safe.
Hmm.
The capital, from what I can tell, from what I can see here, I've seen weapon signatures on the Destiny. I've seen what happens. It's radiated.
Yes,
The planet's not doing very well.
we have that information. We can see that the capital is probably in a distressed state, but it's unlikely that you're going to be able to help anyone in the capital, as unfortunate as that is. Do you know what is going on with that other Sin ship that is in
Not,
Portanova?
not yet. That was my first stop. That's where I'm going now.
Then before we do anything, maybe you should get eyes on the ground in Portanova. Do you think you can get down there without being detected?
I still have my sin ship.
Hmm,
I
right.
What are they gonna do down there?
Well, we don't know. That's the thing. Do you have you have communicators with you, or you can find one on the station, correct?
I have all kinds of comms.
Yeah, we have one. Then we'll need to link in with you there, and perhaps that will be your next. That should be our next mission. You should go down to the planet and check it out. It'll give us a lot more information that you can't find from the orbital station. We, of course, can't find out from here. We'll only know if you can go down and see for yourself.
Oh, by the way, that's a good plan. By the way, when you get here, there's something in the middle of the hole. There's a device in the middle of the hole.
Oh, yes. And Professor Hexagon comes on screen.
What the fuck?
Greetings, Argyle. My name is Professor Hexagon.
Was Argyle?
Yeah,
Well,
Argyle knows
Argyle met Guts.
Argyle met Janky Janky. Of course he
Okay,
did. No, he
okay.
interacted with all those guys. So he probably, after a second, he probably is like, oh, it's one of those weird mutanty guys.
Yeah. That thing, from what I can tell, it's holding the planet together. We gotta keep it safe.
Yes, it does seem to be stabilizing various aspects of your planet's gravity and rotation.
All
It
right.
would be very bad if it got damaged. Yes, possibly causing tornadoes, typhoons, all kinds of high winds. The death toll would be catastrophic. And that's Shania. Catastrophic death toll. That's what we're here for.
Great delivery.
Well then,
like I said, I'm going down to Portanova first. I'll take comms with me.
that sounds like a plan.
Tanalana,
Yeah,
I think you should stay here.
stay here. I can't let you go down there alone. There's no way I'm going to stay here. Besides, I'm already there. And she does a big wink.
Somehow, I already knew this. All right. I'll leave within the hour.
All right.
I
We'll
want to
give it-
finish. I want to finish these scans. I think that once I'm done, I want to check out one of those ships in the desert. I want to see what we can get.
One thing at a time.
Right.
And then Astra's going to be like, hey, guys. Who we got? Who is it? Who is he? Is
We
Drake,
can't-
Fizz, Derek, Thiwar, Guthix, Jake, Rumby, and Chud. Are you ready?
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready.
I suppose so.
For
Ready.
Voltron.
Yeah, ready as I'll ever be. Let's do it. So they're getting on the gangers. They're getting their shit together. I guess the other team is getting all their stuff together on the Sin ship. Where
Did
is
somebody
it?
call Derek and reroute him?
Yeah, of course. We have Mary call Derek up and reroute. Oh, hey,
yeah.
I'll be there pretty soon.
No, you won't.
Oh boy. All right, Donut World, here we come. Yeah, that's the there you go. That's
That's a
the
sin
Sin
ship.
ship.
Let me take
The
a little snap of
Sin
that.
sheep. In case you forgot. Oh wait, who's over here? Is that?
Who's
Oh.
over where?
Oh, it's Kegal.
It's
And Argyle.
for some
Yeah.
reason Kegal and Argyle are still hanging out. Kegal shouldn't be there. Yeah. So, well, I think we figured it out, guys.
Dix, we finally got past our planning arc.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll plan
Uh,
something else. Just you wait.
Yes, I'm sure you will. Now here is a question. I guess we got to do that. I guess we go we do the home arc before we do the 710 arc, because 710 there's a lot of travel and there's potentially adventure in Sin space. So I'm assuming
there's not going to be adventure in the home arc. The home arc is probably going to be like,
Yeah, it's gonna be long as hell.
dude, that's going to take us 6 fucking months.
it's gonna be pretty crazy. We might have to like start the home arc and then like come back to the
A little intermission.
little
Jump around.
intermission, come back, yeah, jump around if it ends up taking too long. But
Will we have a solo Argyle Tonalana episode before we make it to Valarca?
I got 5 days. I got like, what, 4 or 5 days.
I gotta look to see, cause here's the thing: the Gangers technically, I mean, 5 days they can make it, but if they really push, which they could, let me look here.
I mean, technically, we only spent like 3 or 4 days on
How many light years did I say?
14 from Info to Valarca. 25 to 710.
Yeah, I'm looking at Valarca for
Technically, we only spent 3 or 4 days on God, I can't remember that one planet's name. Exile. The
Tahoe
planet of
8.
No,
Oh no,
planet of
Dart.
Exile.
Oh, Dart. Yeah,
Dart,
yeah.
that's what
You
it
like
was.
barely spent any time on Dart. Like
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, like yeah, the Dart excursion was
Quite short.
Less than a day, right?
how
Well,
long?
dude,
3
Several sessions,
days.
though.
3
Dart-
days on Dart.
That's because the rolls that we got on Dart were just like the stuff that we did on Dart was it was amazing that we actually got through Dart as
Yeah,
fast as we did.
nothing crazy happened on Dart other than the death of Sarth. That
Yeah.
was the biggest, like, craziest thing that happened
Yeah,
on
actually,
Dart.
Guthix still doesn't have a good weapon anymore.
Right, that's true.
If he
Wait a
could
minute.
sort
Oh
that
my-
out somehow.
And Guthix is on his way. Well, where is Guthix going?
Guthix is going back to Valarca.
So Guthix could actually go and find his buddies.
He could.
Well, one of the questions about in Porta Nova is, hey, where are your friends? And that includes Marth.
Marth? Oh my God, Marth.
Where are Marth and Barlow?
We've got to take some back.
Well, actually, didn't you see Barlow? So you might even kind of have an idea. You might even kind of know if you assume that Marth and Barlow stay together, then you kind of assume that everybody's together.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
that's
What a blast from the past.
yeah, that's gonna be pretty wild. I'm looking at. Let me look at decay here. How does?
Oh, wait a minute.
See.
That's the thing. You guys all know that. Well, did Guthix actually relay all that information to everybody?
What information are you talking about?
The visions that he saw on the planet.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, of course. I'm
definitely
sure you
talked
would
about
have.
it.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
did. We talked.
guys,
We
this stuff is happening or will
So now-
happen. We gotta
so-
go.
So here's the question. Are you going to relay that information to Argyle? Because Argyle's there. You are now talking to him.
right.
Yeah, I probably should. It's pretty important. So I'll tell Argyle about the visions I saw and people doing things.
So since it was a while ago, I'll kind of just recap a little bit. There was Guthix had a bit of a vision with Lucchesi and some other of your friends that you knew, including Barlow, actually, where it seemed like they were trying to ferry people out of Porta Nova through the canal. That you guys are, of course, very familiar with the canal, right? Because you used to use the canal to fly the airship through. You actually murdered a bunch of guards down in there too.
Yeah,
we did.
one time. But yeah, in the canal, they were trying to it looked like get people out of the city, like get people out on boats. And there was an attack where clearly they were using energy weapons, and Lucchesi was hit. But his fate remains unknown.
And you don't know if that's already happened or if it's supposed to happen?
I can't say for certain. The cosmic visions are strange, to say the least.
Hopefully it's not me that shoots him.
Yes, hopefully not.
Right.
In fact, I remember before we left, I left all of my currency with Lucchesi to invest. And when I get back, I better have made a fortune.
We fucking all did. Like Anya
Oh,
left,
that's right. I still have somewhere. I have
Anya-
notes about that.
Anya left
Investing
the
with
shit-
Lucchesi.
I have notes on my character sheets. Anya left a shitload of money. I think Argyle left a shitload of money.
Oh, that's fun.
With Lucchesi, yeah.
Yep.
A whole bunch of us
Yeah.
did.
There's I definitely have notes somewhere about like investments with Lucchesi. Everybody left
because at the
business
time
investments with
we
Lucchesi.
figured, oh, we'll be gone for maybe a few years.
Yeah.
But we're on the planet. We'll be back.
Right. We'll come back and we'll be rich. We'll not only be famous, but we'll be rich because our investments will have all worked out because Lucchesi's a good businessman. That is correct.
Until the world goes to shit, all the banking institutions are destroyed. Probably all our money was in the fucking capital, which is now irradiated to hell.
Yeah.
Well, there's another kind of crazy thing that nobody's talked about, and it doesn't really have directly to do with you guys, but it's the capital. And the emperor lived at the palace, the imperial palace at the capital.
I already told you what I thought I was.
The emperor's family lived at the imperial palace at the capital.
I already told you about this, though.
Wait a minute.
Argyle has a plan for this.
Except for one girl, I'm struggling to remember her name that we met.
Oh, you're probably talking about Maleha.
Maleha. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Except for Maleha, Fuck him.
See, that's the thing. It's like Argyle thinks that when all this was going down, that the Emperor and his family would have gone to the outpost.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
You
Well,
and I
does
talked about-
Argyle share with them about like his intent to possibly at some point go to the outpost?
Yeah, because what he says is, I'm going to go to Porta Nova. I'm going to go to the outpost. I'm going to go to my hometown. And then
The outpost.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
And then what?
Fort Mudgano, right?
Yeah.
Mudgano? It had a weird
like that.
name.
I think it's
And
on
then
the
once I'm
world
once
map.
I'm
You
done,
know, yeah.
and then once I'm done, I'm going to go check out the ships in the desert. But I feel like if anybody important was in the capital when this started to go down, they would have left. They would have gone to the fort.
I hope you're right. It does make sense. It's a good idea. That's probably where leadership would go. The Emperor and all his sons are dead. That
You want
means
me-
Nova is Emperor.
Well, here's the question then. Do you want me to bring him back? Or do you want me to leave him there?
Figure out what's going on at Porta Nova first. And then from there, we'll figure it out.
Gotcha. All right.
Also, Argyle.
My brain hurts.
I'm sure you're aware of this now that you were up on that station scanning, but can you believe there's a whole other continent on our world we didn't know about at all? That's crazy. It's even bigger than ours.
Argyle has seen it right, hasn't he?
Hmm?
Has
Oh
Argyle?
yeah, of course. Because you were like, remember you were like, what the hell is over there? He's like, you were like,
Yeah.
what is that? Hang on,
Uh,
there's what is that thing? There's more stuff over here.
I haven't had a chance to scan over there yet, but that's the least of my worries.
Sure. Although maybe you'll find more ships, but not important right now.
Once everybody else gets here, they can look at it. But Tana, we're leaving
Yeah.
within the hour. Get ready.
All right, ready, Chief. All right.
Power up the Elise.
The Elise. It's funny. So, I guess that looks like we have a plan.
Shit.
It looks like we have a plan, and it looks like next time
we've planned out the next 6 months of our lives.
right. It's the gangers are headed to the world.
How fast can we break our plan?
To the
Yeah.
window.
Next session?
To the wall. Oh God, I just looked at the stream, and I like that the frosting was just moved off slightly, and you can still see the frosting.
Yes, you can. Oh, I'm moving around stars here. You're gonna star movements.
We're in orbit.
I didn't realize I was over there. Oh my goodness. Well, guess then we're there, guys.
It's time.
It is the end.
I've been holding my action. It's time to go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the final countdown.
Well, if you're still hanging out with us, don't forget, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell, share, all that jazz. Don't forget, Saturday nights we've got Planescape Save Hell Episode 1. You are not going to want to miss that. That is our new Planescape campaign. Of course, the 3 character introductions. Go back and watch those if you already haven't. And we, of course, will be back here next week with more of our Dungeons and Dragons campaign and who knows what else. As always, I'm DM Steve, and any final thoughts, guys?
Have we decided on our next play time of the Planescape campaign?
No, not
Yeah,
finalized.
we didn't finalize it, but you know,
I
we'll
thought
have
that we were.
to.
I thought we were looking at the 11th.
Were we looking at the 11th?
Is that right?
February?
No,
Wait.
January.
February.
I was gonna say no. It would have to be January. So Oh, okay.
Or
So
next
that would
weekend.
be next Saturday. So not this coming Saturday. I mean, we probably should do it either the 11th or the 18th, something along there, just so that we can kind of keep our schedule.
It seems to me that Garrett had something going on soon.
Right. I don't have anything on my calendar, but I feel like I had something on the 11th. Let me double check.
Keep
And
us
I'll
updated.
Yeah.
For-
Well,
tentatively
you'll
it's
figure
okay,
that
but-
out. Let's go ahead and stop the stream so that we can at least get off here and we don't have
Thanks,
to bore
everyone.
everybody with our
That
logistical
in.
problems. Yeah,
Country
see you
Fried
next
Minis
week,
support,
Country Fried
Nathan.
Minis.
Elna or Ana.
Anna.
Miles.
Anna, because
Anna.
remember, rhymes with Jenna. So we've got Anna,
Another Nate.
Nathan, Miles, another Nate, anybody
Thanks for all
else who
stopping
stopped
by.
by.
Sol Adeptus was here for a little while.
That's me.
That's him.
Oh,
Interacting with chat, having a good
Yeah.
time. Anyway, we've been the Dix in the Dark, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Later.
And Steve, I will work on studying the current spells and try and figure stuff out and send it to you.
Yeah, just you know, like I said, whenever you get a chance to take a look at those spells.
so guys,
If
you know that we did it, right?